lot smaller. Write more checks. Maybe it's fine. Did reach out to Brenda and made an executive decision to tell her, please don't feel that way. She was appointed today and there's like 5 days left of tax season. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be. No, that's great.
That's easier into it. That's easier into it.
Well, I think we ease her right into the treasurer position.
You're sucking up to Mary now.
I'm not just saying, we just need enough. He's smart enough, no, you're not smart enough.
That's the treasure right there.
Oh, I thought Landon.
Oh, no, the way it all fell, I ended up with most
All right.
everything.
Okay. Everybody behave.
You bought me a beer that.
Time to behave. All right, let's bring to order the meeting, April meeting of the Tioga County Industrial Development Agency. It is 4:36 and how about a roll?
So Martha Sabra is excused. She has some not feeling well today. So John Ward.
Here.
Kevin Gillette.
Here.
Tracy Manell.
Yep.
Eric Knowles.
Here.
Mary Townsend. Yes. And Brenda will join us next.
All right, no privilege of the floor, so we're gonna move into some meeting minutes. Can I get a motion for an approval of our March 6th regular meeting minutes?
So,
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. About March 19th loan committee meeting minutes, I was there. If anyone wants to chat about that, that was about our folks out on Glenmary, trying to operate a eating disorder clinic. Not off to the best start. Yep.
I see there was some requests for other information. Is that
We pulled the typical banker, which is here, go pile A, and we'll ask for pile B. I don't believe we have pile B.
I just received the email from them today. I didn't look at all the word in that.
So looking for more.
Well,
I got it in T's from.
Met with them.
I have not personally met with them.
I saw them at the end of the year for a site visit. Sat with them.
Yeah, they said, and I have
Your
not.
feeling?
Well, I don't know how deep you want to get
Just say careful.
We could do executive.
We can take it there.
You know, but I guess for now, there's just a one pager for our committee meeting minutes. We really didn't do anything other than to ask for more. I'll ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Move on to financials. I don't know if anybody else had anything they came up with there. Christine and I talked on a couple of these items. We do need to clean up our COVID accounts. Our emergency loan fund did not balance out to the penny at the end. We're not talking big dollars, but you'll notice there's a few different negative numbers out there on the balance sheet and the income statement aside of that we gotta get cleaned up. And then we do need to close our COVID account at my employer, because my employer is now hitting us with a pretty sizable fee for a low balance. So either we need to close that account or we need to change account types if we're not gonna get it closed this month.
Is that something that has to be totally liquidated and reported in by September 1? What's the deal on that?
That is,
School districts are different. We're doing final cost reporting for money. I didn't know if it's different. I don't know.
this is HUD money that the county holds. They transferred to us for the COVID loan, specifically $475,000. They have all of that money back, including loan principal and interest, with the exception of my outstanding balance, roughly $300. And I just need to take the time and review that COVID account in full and understand what is that representing, and before I report and give it back to the treasurer's office for one last check.
It's a reconciliation that needs to get done, but again, if it won't happen this month, I would just get with the bank and have them change the account type to just a basic checking account. Otherwise, we're gonna keep getting whacked $25 a month. Bankers, rats, they like their fees, so fees. And then the only other thing that Christine and I have to sit down and figure out is there's something that has to do with the illegal gardens pilot, right, Christine?
Yeah, so you're talking about the sewer subsidy?
And I'm wondering if that offset is somewhere buried in the line item below it. I think I ignored it before because they were 25 bucks off, but I don't know if they're tied to each other or not. So we got their pilot money in now, so now they don't match at all.
So what John's talking about in large summary is the Owego Gardens one pilot payment comes in invoiced as a lump sum annually in January. We hold it until school tax rates are established and then we disperse based on all established tax rates to town, county, school, village if it applies. This pilot agreement had an amendment where we subsidize Owego Gardens one sewer bill cost. And we pay that out at the end of each year. At the same time, we disperse school pilots and everything else. So we collect it in January, hold it in zero interest bearing account, and then we give them their sewer subsidy toward the end of the year, each year.
Again, I think that we just gotta figure out how that was journaled, because it's gotta be, the number just has to go the other way. That's not our money, so it is a liability.
So John, will look at that.
Other than that, I think things like Eric pointed out, there's a decent amount of check activity out there. A lot of that's because of pilot payments.
Correct, yeah.
Big items, we did pay out our clean tech study money to, that was 25,000 we were contributing. Broom's holding that, right?
Yep.
And then we had some movement with DRI money. And we did get a check from Best Bev for the last round of the sales tax exemptions. Unless anybody else has anything else to add, I'll ask for an acknowledgement for our financial statements.
I move we acknowledge the financial statements.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? So carried. Leanne with the EDP update.
Yeah, I'll make it brief. I know.
Got the snuffle.
Oh, man. Oh,
Yeah.
Say, want me in first?
we need you. Test our immune.
Sit.
So, Village of Owego.
Switch over there and smack him.
CDBG Racker project is moving right along. If you've been by there, or if you've had the ability to take a look at the social media posts with drone footage of that construction, they're moving right along and they're right on track. Many thanks to Britt and Megan for their work on that project. DRI Owego, those projects are beginning to wrap up. She looks at me like, still challenging, but some of them are coming to completion. Moving along, they're doing their very best to continue to move them forward. Village of Waverly, New York Forward, still waiting for the state to announce those projects that have been selected for funding. I reached out to Julie Sweet, Department of State last week. She said none of them have been announced yet.
Waiting for her budget to get done.
So we weren't gonna hear anything
Good luck
on
with
it.
that.
None of the year. You're right. Good luck with that.
None of them.
Don't spend it tomorrow. It takes over.
Yeah. Town of Nichols, broadband, I'm really pleased to say that Southern Tier Network is true to their word. They said they were going to continue to build out all of the town of Nichols. They have applied to the next round of Connect All, and in that application, they have planned for the finishing all of the build out in the town of Nichols. There are 3 areas that we couldn't quite get to with that first round, as well as a plan to go up 38 into the village and part of the town of North Valley. So that application has been made. We expect announcements on that by April 22nd. We'll see. And then they'll move forward with that. They've been a really, really wonderful partner. And continuing to look at Tioga County and where else they can, for the next round, where else they might consider. I've talked to them about town of Owego, south side town of Owego, then they're going to look at that. So they really have made a commitment to continue with the build in Tioga County. Miscellaneous, we did receive the okay from the legislature to make a CDBG micro enterprise grant application, and that, remember, is a grant opportunity for small businesses for amounts up to $35,000 for those businesses with 5 employees or less. Again, Brett and Megan did a good job in identifying a gap and trying to figure out a way to address that need in the county. So we did get the okay from the legislature to make that application, so they will move forward with that. They did make the RDBG, USDA applications for the equipment lease program on behalf of the IDA and the Phase 2 Lounsbury Properties Development. Both of those applications are in, waiting to hear on that, both on behalf of the IDA. The Newmark Regional Clean Energy Corridor Study, as you referenced, John. At this point, the consultants are info gathering. They're looking at existing conditions analysis, looking to have stakeholder engagement, and anticipating the final report in the October timeframe. Again, all 8 counties in the Southern Tier region did contribute, so we will have a comprehensive look. So we're pretty pleased about that. Some things for you to watch. Senate has some work out there related to IDAs, calling for creation of a searchable database of subsidies given, similar to what's already in place with Paris, but another layer. Looking for authorization for a director of the ABO to approve or reject further formation of authorities, IDAs and LDCs.
Interesting.
Authorization for counties to audit any IDA, similar to what the state controller sometimes does. And authorization for the director of the ABO to shut down any authority if determined to be non-compliant.
Wow.
So that's
that's
what's
not
out
good.
there right now being considered. So,
They can find non-compliancy so easily if that's what they're after, they'll find it for every little.
Home rule.
yeah. As far as personnel, as John already mentioned, legislature did approve Brenda Ivanek to the vacant IDA board seat, and the letter went out to her. And also the legislature approved Brittany Woodburn to be made the Director of Economic Development, and Megan Schnabel to be the Deputy Director of ED&P. On my
Congratulations.
yeah, well deserved, both of them. Very happy about that.
And I'm sure they'll do a great job
They will.
because they've had a good mentor.
Oh, thank you.
True.
He needs to be sitting down here. You get down there. I want to see you.
By Barry.
Keep it moving, keep it moving.
And we are in the process of interviewing for what will be vacated by Megan, the Economic Development Specialist position. We had 2 really strong candidates. We've made an offer to one. We're waiting to hear back on that. So hopefully by the time we get through the process, it'll be June before we'll be able to onboard them. But we were very, very pleased with the response that we got, and we actually had to make a choice. So it was good. It's good to have a choice. Yep.
Yeah. Alright, we are to new business. Pursuing people.
So we'll have a 2-part request from the New York Valley Historic Society. The first part is quite simply, they want me to provide them with a letter authorizing the society, the town of Newark Valley, and village of Newark Valley to utilize their personnel and volunteers on our land to repave and restone the drive path, which folks take to the depot Friday nights and all of their events that they hold out there. So part 1 is quite simple. They're asking for us to give them permission on paper to be there to do the work,
I don't know why
etc.
they want to fill in the ruts. That's part of the deal, isn't it?
So that some person doesn't hurt themselves perhaps? Walking through, maybe?
So this is their request. Page 2, I sent it by email. Perhaps you read it all. I'll get right to the summary. Project 1 they are doing this spring is at a cost of $1,110. Replacement of a platform on the south and east side.
I say yes and yes, but only if we get dinner.
Where are we having dinner?
They put on their.
Oh, so having the dinner, okay.
So part 2, they are grading and resurfacing the lane pathway. This is at a total cost to them of $4,300 because they have the Newark Valley Highway Department volunteering their labor on their off time to assist, which brings the cost way down to $4,300. So in total, they're spending $5,410 in these two projects. So part one, requesting authorization for me to sign this letter, take off the draft and give it to them. How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Part two is they're requesting the IDA to contribute some financial assistance toward these repairs at any amount we deem appropriate. They didn't ask a specific amount. They did provide, at the end of this request of information, they provided a listing of things they have fixed without asking us for any contribution since 2018. Here it is.
Just so you know, we already did this.
Yeah, this isn't really, you know what I mean, what it's about. I mean, I don't think, but they'd be a great candidate for like some of the trusts and foundations that we have around. I said on a couple of them that we would approve this in a heartbeat, give them that money. TSB,
When's the next
TSB Foundation. I
Round.
mean, TSB Foundation would, so I support this as we go through a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Which is, it doesn't seem like it's industrial, building industrial.
Well, but you own the building.
It's true, it is on
So
building.
it's a community.
Well, but
sharing.
Yeah,
No, I'm just.
It's not.
a lot of community stuff, right? Like, I mean, you gotta be careful with that.
If you don't do something, then they'll come here and ask for it in person.
Well, she did last month.
She did, she was here last month.
I wasn't here.
Did a fine job.
She
She
did.
did.
She did. Oh, they're delightful. I listen, I
They do-
understand it,
they
like,
do
I
great-
just,
They do great
I
things
get-
out there.
No, I mean, it would
Makes
be,
me nervous.
it doesn't make sense. Well, because I had asked this the other day, that they didn't give us a time frame, right, of when they wanted to get this work done.
Immediately, as soon as I give them a letter tomorrow, they're before the letter.
she's shovel ready, I think, after meeting her last week.
So how much is the total they're looking for?
5410.
They're not looking for any specific.
No,
amount.
but the
they're
total
gonna
for the
spend.
work is gonna be $5,400.
That's after
After
everybody
in-
donates
in-
their time and
in-kind-
materials.
in-kind donation.
I
Yeah.
think the only thing they're
yeah.
buying is tar and stone and some lumber for us.
And $110 worth of screws.
That's true. Personally, I thought it was a pretty well presented and
Did we get
and I agree with you. There's probably 100 ways to fund it,
Yeah,
but we own it.
that would be the difference in this case.
Did-
That's
did
the
we-
only, you
Did
know.
we
that's
get
the
our
only
$600 lease payment out of our other building that we don't own?
No,
Should've Put that towards this.
thing.
Dave.
Oh, yeah,
So what's our feeling here?
I'm a go,
For how much? The entire amount?
yeah. That's
What if
just
we
me.
give them
Well, now that we got
part
railroad revenue just rolling in here.
Yeah.
That's just one guy's opinion.
What if we give them part and
Ask them to go buy.
they apply for some?
They ain't gonna wait.
TSB.
Well, no, but
That's
they
pretty
can
quick,
still
though.
apply even if they don't
We,
wait.
I think we got a meeting next week. If they want to get one in quick.
I mean, that way we're giving them something.
Get them started.
I mean, it's not contrary to our mission because it promotes
Right.
No, you,
community events and it helps. I mean, do they make money? Do they sell anything there?
No, they,
they sell concessions, but I believe it's just for their operating.
Just keeps your operating costs going.
They've built a stand for
it's
band.
quite an event if you ever go to this thing. It's like,
I mean, I've been to other events. I haven't been to this thing, but I've been to other stuff in Newark Valley.
it's a bunch of old people doing a lot of good stuff. That's all it
They
is.
did a live.
Yeah.
They did a live.
To have entertainment for their communities, so.
Well, how about we look at it from a standpoint of, we'd authorize, the full amount pending any other funding that might be.
Well, I mean, you authorize the full amount this year, but let them know that there's funding through TSB, through Mildred Faulkner, and whatever.
Yeah.
Give them a
If we
list
go
of those.
forward in the future, because what happens is they come back to the well, which is, you know, I mean, makes sense until you get told, no, you don't quit coming, right?
But they've done a lot without us.
Yeah, they
Right.
haven't been here in quite a while.
Right.
Okay.
It's been years since they've come and asked for anything.
That's it.
And it's all volunteer stuff, and what are you gonna do with the building and such?
So I guess, what we're looking at is a motion for the,
Yeah.
was it 54?
5410,
This is
Five
what you get
thousand
otherwise.
four.
11110 plus 4300.
With an asterisk on there that we at least ask them to consider applying to some local foundations for future needs unless it's gonna be another 5-6 years.
Do you have any other,
And you say go,
besides
Thank
TSB
you,
or
Celia.
Mildred Faulkner, any others off the top of heads?
Community foundation.
That Tioga down?
No, community, well, Tioga Downs would be another one.
Yeah.
Community Foundation of the Southern Tiers based out of Sarah Lake, Tioga County. I think South Central covers.
it says
Tioga
on the
County.
property. So did somebody make a motion? You
Yeah,
make a motion?
I would probably
Did
I would
second
second
it?
up too,
No,
Okay.
still waiting on that.
I'll wait a second.
because Terry does that.
We're gonna give them 5410.
Giving them 5410 with an asterisk.
That's what they asked for,
And
Oh,
Kevin gets a winner.
Richard. So you know that's one.
Just
Yes.
saying.
Still in Berkshire that we've been discussing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. You gotta go down to the
Up to
depot.
Christine to tell them that they need to go somewhere else and get some money.
I'll let him know.
It's a dry, it's a dry, by the way.
Where are we?
We are, next up, we have,
Wow, it's a big building though.
It's huge.
For
What was it? It was an old, probably an old, grading. They
On our
had
land.
hardware store slash grading.
How did they
I
build it?
tried to send it to everybody, but it was that big.
We need a lawyer involved in this one.
I don't do that stuff.
You know.
That's above my pay grade, well above.
That's the only lease we have an
Oh,
issue
21
with.
miles an hour.
Wow.
There you go.
it is, and I've made a note.
Joe, are
I'll
you glad you came
follow
to
up
this
on
meeting?
it.
I am.
I can't wait to get a hold of Joe in executive session over that one.
All
right, Let's move on
Moving
before we
on.
get distracted. So
Committee reports, what we got?
Audit committee affirmation of your, email vote approving the final audit report as revised.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so carried.
Next up is a finance committee led discussion about, we have a CD that is about to mature on April 17th. It's currently with Community Bank valued at $104,127.23. So John gave me a FYI a few months ago, shop some rates when this is approaching. So the best rate available to us right now is a special at Chemung Canal for 9 months at a 5% rate, because we're bringing the funds from elsewhere. And this is a little last minute, so I wasn't able to gather finance committee, opinions from everybody. So Mary, Eric, please feel free.
Eric,
to-
I did, I chimed in.
You did.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in favor of moving it to Chemung Canal for the 9-month period. I would move that we do that.
Second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
right out from that.
All right.
If you don't mind, if you send something out to, because we got short-term CDs out all over the place now, so just send that schedule out to the finance committee at some point.
Okay.
Everything we're doing right now is pretty much short-term, so that's what banks should put down.
Yeah.
Try to get the highest rate right now.
Hey, they're gonna throw 5% in there.
It's still 4.5%, 5% in some of the cash accounts, so.
Yeah,
I
depending
know
on the amount of money
bonds
that you got.
are probably gonna, go the other way a touch, and folks are looking at a little bit long term on bonds at this point, but, larger cash accounts, is 4.5 still.
All right, loan, we already talked about railroad, we beat that up pretty good today.
Yep.
We're moving on to pilot updates.
So in March last month, you all approved the increased sales tax exemption for Fast Bev in the amount of, bringing it to a total of $2,488,301. Now, the very next day, I received a revised request letter from them stating that upon a further additional review, they are investing in some further equipment to increase their production capacity and efficiency. So their new request is asking for a total of $2,779,449. So.
Say that number again.
So it's a total of $2,779,000. $449. And that is the increased exemption amount in the amount of $291,148.
We chimed up.
How much is it? Obviously, we just approved the other one, so
Yeah.
I
They,
don't have a problem with this, do you?
I don't know.
It doesn't tie our hands with like the other pilots do,
I
sales tax.
don't know why it stopped now. We just gotta keep.
Well, we want to do a visit, Christine,
what?
Yeah,
We'll do a
Oh,
visit.
yeah, they,
and I'll buy beers afterwards.
Look like one.
I'll buy it though.
they're willing to host. I was given a little more time for a little more availability to
Nice.
fill in, but
Yeah.
I could schedule it up.
It's
It
huge.
looked like they were talking Monday afternoons or Friday afternoons if we were doing pop
That's
out
what I gave
afterwards.
them, because that's what Chelsea said.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I really miss having him at these meetings, way better than.
Then associated with that,
We've got to
There will
look,
be.
because we did get paid for the one that we were expecting last month.
We got the
We
9,000.
we billed them for the one we just approved last month. Now we'll have to do another bill for this one, so we just gotta keep track of it, but they've paid up to what would be expected at this point.
And what's the, is there any, I mean, there's no downside to what we're doing here because they just keep building.
They're continuing to
They're putting
invest,
more
yeah.
equipment in, they're putting more product
More
through,
line.
there's more, there, and possibly more employment. I'm
Well,
not
their
sure the type of equipment we're talking,
It's double what they promised us at the approval of their original.
as far as the employment.
Mhm.
So let's
Yeah,
give them whatever you.
yeah,
mean,
I don't.
They're up in the
know.
120 range, they promised.
Everybody else
65.
has less, so.
They're causing a lot of problems with the couple around because they're sucking up.
Oh, power.
Well, they're sucking up people.
Oh.
Living in a lot of factory labor right now.
Yeah, that's.
Well, they'll get to a point where they won't be able to get any more either.
Yeah,
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 they'll-
that's it. Well, they're gonna have to reach out more, right? They got the little valley thing right now. They're gonna have to start reaching out, Meyer, and start reaching out in those areas. Where they really need to reach out and recruit. I had a meeting with some folks and I said, they gotta get in that Spencer, Benetton,
Yeah,
Halsey Valley area.
Yep.
You know,
That
I mean,
one.
those,
yeah.
it's a lot of underemployment in that region,
Rock up 34.
you know, a lot of kids that know how to cut wood, do what I know. I mean, good kids,
Sure,
get them down there.
sure.
So we need a motion?
Do you have a chance to draw a resolution for that already or not?
Yeah, we did have it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. It's
When did you get this?
today.
I know today, but
We kept
Horse
going back.
around, yeah,
forth,
and I-
back and forth.
I made some changes. I hope this is the.
This
final.
is the final, as far as I'm concerned. There was little,
Those numbers work for you?
it works for me and
You
it,
know, I mean, in terms of the last, it was just merely subtraction. Our new lawyer.
yes, it was.
All right, okay.
That's it.
But we did
Oh,
go
yeah.
through about
You
three.
can do all
She had some extra on there.
I kept saying, no.
She went, you know, she
You
went
guys got
clever.
your shit together down there. Tracy, you're absent.
Was there?
Yeah, no, this is what I saved a new version that added Brenda's correct name. Remove these absences, like, going on.
I've got some concerns with this brain trust out there.
Seems like
This
there's.
is why I moved to this end of the table.
Look at that, 301. Is that
Is it
not my
recent
most
now?
recent?
I
version?
taught you a lot down here.
Yeah, when he used to sit down here next to you, right? Now he's scared shitless. He's down there.
He was at the right hand.
Barry came in raising hell today and everybody moved away.
Well, look here,
Still says absent.
all right, well, Brenda's name will be spelled accurately and Marty will be noted as
I
absent.
move we approve this resolution as it's to be amended.
All right. Perfect.
I'll second.
Okay,
I'll send you one to.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed?
I didn't realize, but that was with company.
Those approved.
Yeah, so we can get a cleaned up resolution with the dollar amounts we're good with. We'll get some revised invoices out.
Yeah.
Everybody else in good graces here? You're here.
Yours to be.
Good, we're good. Those folks still spending or haven't heard from any of them recently?
231 Main supplies me very regular reports. So does season 2 with Artis and Navo. I have to chase them down a little bit. they're not spending as quick as I would have thought. In fact, who was it? Art East just finally spent this 2072. He didn't even use it for the first many months. He
Well, that's
didn't
the
quite seem
property
to
on Lake
understand what
Street,
he was
isn't it?
doing with it.
The property on Lake Street.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Al.
Because they're not building and spending it out, or they just haven't been keeping record of.
They've been, why is it, Megan?
That's not.
He just started construction this week, actually.
Oh, okay.
So you could be moved this morning. Yeah.
Good.
Salary.
Gallery 41.
Oh, yeah, and I saw the
Crane
equipment.
there,
Crane,
yeah.
the J lift, whatever those things are.
It's one of the ones that has been a challenge for Megan to get it moving forward.
What do you do?
Why, banks looking at the market, borrow is a little different when you're in that bar. Project updates.
So, project updates, Busy Life, we renew our contract with them every year upon your approval. It runs, if this new contract would run April 2024 to March 2025. Same as last year, she's requesting a 2% annual increase to her monthly fee, bringing it from $545.70 to $556.61. She's done a great job for us. We all like her. Recommend
The
proceeding.
non-social media guy, when you tell understanding.
It's like that video that you just showed us, except other people can see it.
Our videos, Kevin, stay on our phones for the people.
Dan, dude, you are so in trouble down there. Why don't you just keep saying stuff? Cause this is the most fun I've had in a long time. I am so enjoying this. For once, it's not me.
So Kate manages our content. So we can send her things and say, put a post out. Karen Warfel out of our office does a really good job scheduling and planning for posts. We try to hit IDA, land bank, ECDev, workforce development, all of it. And we try to incorporate all of that and we're getting the word out about what Team Tioga does.
Okay.
Kate
You see
manages
what
that.
Kevin sent us? It's the same thing, only somebody else can see it.
But
You know.
But the other part of this that you have to remember is that we also have contract with
Here, look.
We have
Deluge
video.
Media. Yes.
Deluge Media.
Yeah, and Nathaniel Tabor, that we partnered with all entities as well. He's the one who gets the
He
content.
builds content, she promotes
That's
content.
correct.
Yes, and she monitors it daily, so if any comments or negative things or questions come through, she reaches out the same day, lets us know. Gets an answer, you know, she keeps her eyes.
Money
on
well
it.
spent as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
and we cover the full bill for Busy Life though, right?
We
Yes.
do, and just as a reminder, I thought it might come up, so I will be invoicing all the team for the contribution to Deluge for the 2024 portion. I haven't done that yet, so we have 7,731 coming in still to refund our initial outlay for the Deluge full year contract. So we do have that coming in.
That's a nice job.
And he's very active, like
Yes,
the
he is.
news guy is all over the place.
Yes, he is
doing,
booming.
like, to the communities and.
Yeah.
Tioga, so
He's great.
it's a good connection to have.
All right.
Got any more questions on there?
I was just gonna ask Mary to show me some of that, but I'm gonna hold back.
After.
So I think we need a motion.
Motion.
Thanks for moving us along. So moved.
Second. Any opposed, or all in favor, say aye.
Mr. Aye.
Any
It's a
opposed?
wild night.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Your grant updates.
Okay, grant updates. Oh, Richford Railroad,
It's never been off there. So
they put that on the back burner so they could prioritize the Raymond Hadley water capacity study, which they are still promising to be done by the end of this month. So Raymond Hadley's the focus right now. ESD's grant supporting this Raymond Hadley study, technically was to expire at the end of 2023. requested a formal extension on that. They came originally over the phone, they said that's no issue at all. Then they emailed me asking for some follow-up information, like, you know, why did your engineer fall behind? So I looped in Steve from Larson and let him speak for themselves, and he said, you know, we lost 10+ year level engineers from our water wastewater department, second half of last year, so, you know, we fell behind and this is, you know, we're still going to be complete by the end of April. And I provided his most recent, task breakdown, you know, exactly where they stand on every single thing included in this study to ESC. I'm waiting to hear back from them. Extension approval. That's where we are there.
If they don't.
I guess that project will die, huh?
The project will have already been spending money.
Oh, yeah, money's almost spent. They're invoicing us all along.
They're gonna come call
He's spending another 26,000.
it.
So, based on staff meeting, Leanne recommended I reach out directly to a person at USDA to follow up on the Reed Brook Meats application because I submit requests to their, you know, customer service specific to this grant app every now and then, and I get a generated message eventually saying they've yet to approve any, and please be patient. So she recommended I reach out and actually talk to somebody, so I'll be doing that. And I'm in coordinating with Soil and Water and NICEAG, confirming NICEAG ownership of the poles on the Blodgett Road project. Soil and Water is putting together bid documents. They anticipate contractors maybe being too busy this summer to do that work and maybe pushing it off to next summer to see what that means. And still no word on the IRP loan application submitted in January. That's all I have for it.
Anybody else get anything else before we? You good? Look for a motion to move into executive session. Second. On fair say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Can you show Joe your video?
I was thinking of it.
So Joe really has a better understanding of what we're talking about with the property that we own but don't own.
Joe?
Hold on real quick.
I do not understand how that is.
Let me